Hey, everybody, it's Bob Phibbs, the retail doc. I'm here with Grumpy Chicken. Yeah, you're welcome. He's here because I'm hoping that as you scroll, you'll see this and you'll tune in. So if you're just joining me, make sure that you let me know. Give me a like. Let me know you're out there because Grumpy Chicken wants to not be grumpy. And that's why you've tuned in today. So happy June. We haven't done this for a while. We didn't have enough comments last May, so I skipped it. And if you're just joining me, I encourage you to put in what is your favorite color flower. You can put it in chat. I live in upstate New York, and right now we are going through all of the irises, and the trees are all done, and now it's moving into the perennials. So it's an exciting time. I hope you're having a good time. And I wanted to get right into questions because I asked you for some interesting questions, and you gave me a variety of them. So I'm going to start off with my top fan, Bill, who asked me, what three things differentiate yourself that makes it better for your customers? Be specific. So, Bill, I'm going to take a different tact on this than you might have been expecting. I think you pay your employees well. I think you train them amazingly well and you hold them accountable. Obviously, I think you should be using my sales training, salesrx.com, because 83% report a double-digit increase within 6 months. But regardless of all of that, then you also reward them for doing a great job. If the big issue, if all you are tuning in for is the first 1 minute of this video, then the message you need to get out of it is you take care of people really well, and then they are enabled to take care of customers really well. There's a huge disconnect right now between people who are saying platitudes of what people should do in retail and what we're actually seeing. There's a local restaurant here, and a nice guy was he was supposed to shuck oysters or something, and he happened to be behind the bar, and the manager came out and just started berating the guy using F-bombs and everything else. People got up and left. A person like that, I would have said, you're fired. I don't believe that that's acceptable. I don't think you can talk to people that way. I don't think you can say customers, you need to take care of our customers and then treat people badly. I don't think people want to work in a place where they have to guess what's the mood of the manager. I know I had a woman when I was working a coffee franchise, and the employees, we kept losing employees. And I looked at the stats one day and I was like, what the hell is going on? And this person was either red or green. Either it was a great day or it was a horrible day. Like there was no in between. And so the employees learned, like, oh, we'll stay away from her at this time and you can go this time. You don't want that. The biggest thing that makes you better than your competitors is the people you allow to entrust on your sales floor, and then how you care for them. If you're not planning to care for them, please don't go through and use those platitudes. Oh, we value every guest. Oh, the customer is the most important. It's like they're going to see through it, and you're a paycheck. And as soon as they get whatever they wanted to buy enough money to get, they're gone. Because ultimately, grumpy chicken is what they become. And nobody wants to work like that. We went through the pandemic. It's just not fun. So those of you who are just joining me, do me a favor and type in where are you joining me from, because I know you're out there, and whatever platform you're watching this, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube, I am live right now. So if you are tuning in, I will take your questions. And glad to see you, Stacy and Nancy, here this morning. It's been a while since we've done a live together. So I hope that helps, Bill. And, a lot of people will tell you a bunch of other things, your merchandise, your product. But the reality is 90% of whatever you sell can be found somewhere else cheaper online. So if you just start off from that and say, well, then how do I make a better experience? It's only going to come by people to people, just like I'm doing right here. I could have written you a blog, but it's people to people who want that. If you agree with that, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're out there. Let me know that you are participating. One of the things, we have a question later on about Facebook Lives. It's funny, when I look at the reach I had during the pandemic, it was off the charts. It was like, oh my gosh, well, of course, everybody's home looking for hope. And I did those every day for, 6 months. And now I look at live video, and it's like, it's a little better than a post, but unless you're going to put ad dollars behind it, it's not going to be seen as much. And the fact that people are waiting to talk to you live is less than it used to be too. So I don't know if that's what you followed, you've seen as you've gone through, but that's what I'm noticing as well. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. All right. Nicole asks, what's the best approach to introduce a new category into your store assortment? For example, sexual wellness to accommodate existing body products and other wellness products being sold. So I think this is a great question, Nicole. I think it is for everybody because a lot of times we go through and want to add a line because we say, well, I could sell this and you could sell this, but should you sell this, right? So I always say, start off with the story. Why did you add it? I think a video is a great way to do it. You can put it in a newsletter. You could have it. As a picture of the product and describing it. I think you have to figure out how does this fit into somebody's life, and it has to make sense. It's not like, and here's a green dress in the middle of menswear. It's got to be something that, oh, that's interesting. And if we can't make that connection well, then you're showing a system of, for example, healthcare or beauty products and somehow how that fits in. But it's a great question. I am actually keynoting the Stimulate show in Nashville in August 4th through 6th. And so I will have to answer that question probably live from the stage. So hopefully you'll have a little background to tell me what you've tried. Jenny asks, how does one convey the feeling of their storefront on a website? How do I give them the same experience they get when they walk into a 120-year-old building and welcome them with my voice and things like that? Well, Jenny, the first thing is to understand those are two entirely different channels. As much as people love to say, oh, the channel's dead, retail is retail. Not really. I go online to search. I go online because I want something specific. It is not discovery, it's fulfillment. If you go into a brick and mortar store, you're open to discovery. You're open to, oh, I wonder, you see something and you go over to a display. It makes sense. The challenge is trying to go through and know that they're two separate things. Yeah, I think you could certainly make a video. I think that's very smart, but understand search is probably what brought me here. And I don't want to have to find and pick. And I don't want to hear, our building was this and this and this. Like, it's a cut to the chase moment. And then after that, you could go through maybe and explain it a little bit. But they're two very different things. If you want to try something different, I would say start a podcast, but they can hear your voice. And you could certainly do a welcome on your site. The problem is, again, I'm in the fulfillment mindset. So if I go on there, I don't want to have to view your big 4-minute video about why you're this and who you are and all that. It's just not it. So try to let ego go away and understand that customer is shopping in a different manner. I hope that helps. That gives you, if everybody likes that, give me some thumbs up so I know you're out there. Tim, who has done an amazing job with live videos long after I stopped doing them every day. I think Tim is still doing them, and I appreciate it. He's a great musician and friend. And Tim asks, what is the best time of day to go live to reach customers? Is it based on industry or overall best time frame? Sorry, it's kind of two questions. That's pretty funny. Well, Tim, the question always becomes is, what's the data say? So I would encourage you to go into your business page and then click Insights. And then when you're in there, start looking at things like, and these are actually right in mine that I was looking at just before we went on, your Facebook reach when advertising is a percentage higher versus no ads. So mine is 129% higher versus no ads. So basically, whatever you do, you better put some money behind it or it's not going to get seen. Understand you're a musician and you sell equipment, but why is your audience there? More than likely, it's to see you perform. And I think, and to escape, right? Whatever they're doing. So think about that. I would try different times, but unfortunately, it's usually when we're convenient, right? So maybe it should be 4 to 5 for you because it's people who are kind of languishing in the day. And you've been doing this long enough. You've got the data, but also look at loyalty. That's also in this Insights. Top views by returning viewers. That gives you a good idea that they want to keep seeing it. And the other one is look at your retention. How long are people watching it? It's a depressing thing to watch. I won't kid you. Facebook shows you 3 seconds and then 1 minute. And then after that, like I'm looking at last month for me, and I had a 352% increase in 3-second views last month because I did several of them when I was on the road last week. And then 38% increase in 1-minute views, but only a 12% increase in reactions, comments, and shares. So on the one side, you feel like, yay, yay, yay. And you're like, wait, it's hardly working. So it's hard to cut through the noise. I don't know if it's my feed is like your feed, but my feed has got just tons of sponsored content. It's either I'm either jeans or shirts or some product to do with AI, right, that they're trying to sell me, or something to do with photographs because it knows all of those things. And so even my own stuff that I want to see is harder and harder to get. So I won't kid you, as much as we say Facebook is not working the same as it was, the real takeaway for me is you're going to have to put some money behind it, and time seems to be less of an issue. And I would also say try putting some reels up on Instagram. I don't feel like I uh, get the reach that I used to, and I'm not willing to pay someone hundreds of thousands of dollars like they try to get me all the time. Like, oh, we can get you more views. I don't care about more views, and I'm sure you're the same way. Ultimately, what I care about is someone going to come into my star and buy something from me, or they're going to click a call to action, and I'm going to get their information or some way to follow up with them outside of the Facebook or YouTube or wherever algorithm. Once I do that, then I can market to them, but it's really hard. I won't kid you. So I hope that helps. Lisa says, thoughts on the new movement launching June 4th, reps are local too. I took a quick look at this, Lisa. I'm not sure what the question even means. It's the idea that you're supposed to work through your local reps. I know that I've asked this question many times on Facebook, and I have people who absolutely hate their reps and they would rather order online. It's simpler and it's better. And when they come into the store, they don't add value. And then I have other people like, I'd only work with my independent rep. So my question to you is, what does this mean to the customer? Because one of my pet peeves is people putting a sign up on their door, buy local, you support our local community and not the big boxes. All right, so you want to guilt me into shopping from you. And then I walk in and you have nobody that's trained and nobody on the floor, or someone is going like this to me behind the counter. I'm like, I'm not paying to be local. I'm paying to get my needs met. So my concern would be, I'm just not sure what the idea is behind it. You're trying to grow the idea of the independent rep. I think it's important, but the best way to do that is work with your customers better. So I hope that helps. Deidre says, Pop Shelf is a new store in our area. They have a strong perfume mist, so it makes me itch. So should stores have a strong perfume going along with all the smells from new merchandise? I'm not sure what your question is, Deidre. I mean, obviously you don't like it, but I can tell you scent is a great way to stand out. It all started, scent marketing started back in the 50s with Walt Disney, who came up with the idea of blowing the smell of fresh baked cookies out into the Magic Kingdom so that it would go through and encourage sales. And from that came the company called Scentair. They're the number one leader. You will see a branded scent in Marriott, in Westin, in Hilton. You'll see it in Tommy Bahama. A lot of people have a strong scent because scent is a great trigger for emotion. Is it too much for some people? Absolutely. I remember those days in the 80s. I used to work in the Delamo Fashion Center in Torrance, California, and they had at that time it was a Robinson's was in the middle, and the mall actually moved through it, right? So there's a mall on either side, and then you have the two escalators going up or down, and the main corridor is right there. So they would station two testers on one side and two on the other, and it was like, dear God, I have to do the perfume gauntlet to get through this mall. And people would actually walk around to try to avoid them. And that 80s thing of spraying it on your hand, that's gone, I think. But I'm with you. Overly scented, particularly gift stores for me, I walk in and I'm just like, I'm out, because it's not subtle, if that helps. So Mike Gonzalez, any suggestions on dealing with this new wave of lawsuits requiring websites and signage to be ADA compliant, whatever that means? So Mike, it's a quick Google search. You can find out what it means. It's very much like having an ADA compliant store where it has to be at least, I think it's 38 or 42 inches. It has to be your aisles. There's a reason for that, because not everybody can walk, and people with strollers, you don't want to have them feeling trapped as they go through it. And if you've ever been in a wheelchair like I have, people look at you different, like you're infirmed or something, when you just aren't able to walk as well. And it's no different than on your website. So the five that are most important is websites that the contrast is, you've got light yellow type against a off-white background. It's terrible because the eye, people who have trouble seeing as well, can't make that distinction. So contrast is very important. Also, the readers that they use, the readers that the net uses to help people see text, can't read them as well. So you don't put in a form like red text, because the form reader can't read it. And then there's the thing of, you've probably seen it when you go to put a picture up and it asks for alt text. That's where you describe it. What is this picture of? Now you could say it's grumpy chicken, or you could say it's a stuffed squishy, or whatever it's going to be. But it should have that. And to be ADA compliant, a video should have the ability to have closed captioning turned on, which most of us have to do anyway, because when you post a video these days, you always want that, because most people are watching the video with the sound off. And then clear instructions of how to fill out a form, like, it might say email and it's say example john@aol.com, so people can understand quickly what they're supposed to do. And then making sure that it's not only mouse navigation, that you can navigate it by keyboard, because not everybody has a mouse. It's a quick enough thing to do. You can have your website audited. You can use other companies that do it. But I think this idea that there's this, wave of people out there. There are some people out there. There are some people out there stealing from you. There are employees stealing from you right now. There are accountants stealing from you right now. There are terrible landlords. And if that's the way you want to look at it, then you'll find it and you'll be scared. I just think the smart way is to go through and look at what it takes. And if you have to comply a little bit better, well, then change your darn website. We're not getting younger. We're all getting older. Millie says, what are the most important things? Excuse me. Had a historical home tour yesterday. Had over 350 people going through my house, and I had to give everybody the tour, and my voice is kind of a little raspy today, so hopefully you can't tell. Are you out there? Give me a thumbs up, because I know that we're at 16 minutes, and that's always a time when people can drop. Let me know you're there, or something you liked already so far in the broadcast. Millie says, what are the most important things to consider when opening a new store? Well, first off is to understand that who is the manager going to be. You have to operate this as two distinct, separate businesses to start. It is the greatest challenge any retailer will have to face, is a second store. Because if you don't have the process in place, if everything is dependent on you as an individual, it's all going to show up really quickly. Because yes, you could theoretically do the work of two people, but you're not two people. Right. So just saying like, oh, and Jane will handle both of them. It's like, maybe, but you have to understand that they are two separate businesses, and those systems that are in place to run one have to be easily duplicatable by the second one. I hope that helps. And don't start off by thinking, oh, well, and if we have someone who doesn't show up at this store, we can just pull them from there. That's an emergency situation. You don't build the business that way, because then you're relying on always having employees. Oh, no, you're working at this store today, not that store. And it can be very confusing for everybody. Welcome, Angeline, all the way from Australia. Very nice. Very nice. Nearly midnight. Nice. We just rolled out Sales RX to 77 stores in New Zealand and Australia. We're very excited about that. And so all of our meetings start at 5 o'clock my time. So it's early morning the next day for them. Megan says, if you were opening a new retail store this year, what kind of store would I open? That was very interesting, Megan. I had to really think about that. I think I would probably open a really high-end garden center. And let me explain. I don't know how profitable it'd be. I'd have to look at the numbers. But I would choose in my area, which is zone 5A, I believe now. I don't know if Alex Job is with us today, but 5A. And I would have like, these are the 5 roses you need. Here is I just got this amazing compost stuff that was off the web that was for killer rose blooms. I've never seen it in a store. It's direct to consumer. I would have that stuff. I would have the exact planting product. I would also have a service that I would go out and plant them for you within 1 week. And the hose that you need to do it, I would have a whole complete idea of that. I would do the same thing for every product I needed, so that for the person who is busy and who has the money, it would be you would be able to say like, and this is what it's going to look like, versus being stuck in the idea of trying to sell like, little pansies and watering them every day and all of that. I would try to make a much bigger deal out of finding the cool stuff that's on the web. Like there's another one like that, Dr. Z's, it advertised on Facebook, and I bought it. It comes in a gallon jug, and you put it on your pine trees, and within like 3 months, they kind of come back to life. Have never seen that in a store. I would find a way to have that in my store, so that consumers would know that, oh my gosh, if you want to get the real stuff, go to here, not the exact same stuff, I can get at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. But you just asked what kind would I open. You didn't say I had to find that it was profitable or make its money back within a year. So there you go. David, last question. How's the political climate in the country going to affect holiday sales? Well, people shop when they're stressed. And, everything we're hearing is consumer confidence has gone up as much as everybody is telling us, consumer is cutting back and cutting back. Look, even Gap is killing it right now. So yes, Kohl's missed their numbers seriously, but a lot of Abercrombie is up to $1 billion in sales. I think we need to find that idea that if you're not making money right now, you're going to be in trouble. And the holidays, who knows what's going to be happening, but it's not like we haven't seen this dance before. And again, kind of like what I said to whoever that was, to Mike, you can certainly find all the reasons why it's terrible. I encourage all retailers to follow. I stopped 3 subscriptions 4 months ago, and I've never been happier. I think we have to stop looking for the stuff that irritates us. We've become this very strange type of citizen where it's like, oh, and what else do we have to worry about? It's like, I don't need that. It's not helpful to me, because when I go to work, I need to be somebody's hope. And that's the same for you. So I encourage all of you to insulate yourself from it. And whatever happens, just think of it as water off a duck's back. There you go. Nancy has a quick thing. I'm the person who needs that planting service. We hired someone to plant and tend our store window boxes. Looks way better. Yes, exactly. See, that's it. And the one thing that I think so many retailers have the opportunity to do is to find services where you can't be price shopped. So again, if you're a picture framer, you're going to be able to go in and, help them hang 5 pictures in at least within 30 minutes, let's say. If it's more than that, it's going to be, well, you have whatever your scale is, or you're going to plant it, or you're going to take care of this, or if it's going to be a dress company or something, maybe you're going to partner with a dry cleaner that mobile dry cleaner that comes by and does it. Maybe if you're a car dealer, you're going to partner with somebody's car wash, or you could do that even being a garden center. It doesn't matter. I think the big idea is how many ways can you connect your community so that you can become the hub of everything they want. That's ultimately taking what Amazon has done for online and just doing it in your store. So you only get that answer if you follow me till 22 minutes, and that's where we are. So I appreciate you joining me here, Bob. I'm glad you're here to join me here. I don't know if you've been hearing me on Chicago Business Talk. They seem to call me a couple times a week now from, I think you're 11 to 12 or 1 to 2. Anyway, hope you listen out there. And most importantly, I hope you have a great rest of June. Remember, we're about as happy as we make our minds up to be. So be careful of the stuff that you allow in, and more importantly, that your employees bring into your store, because ultimately they are the ones that are going to control how well a customer feels needed and how much they matter. And only people who feel they matter buy. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Thanks for joining me. See you in July.